Hey guys, it's Dexter here. On your super easy learning to play guitar. If you have a guitar, then you're already halfway there. Um, what I did is I made up a couple of neat things when I first started playing guitar. You know, I'm self-taught. Searched YouTube and a bunch of different things. Excuse me. I'm a vapor. Don't judge. Haven't had a cigarette in 2 years. No nicotine. And that. So, what I'm going to teach you are the very basic 4 chords. And I drew up some diagrams, and I'm going to show you a couple of things. And then, since it's the first video, we'll keep it fairly short. And then we'll get in a little other stuff later if I decide, you know, if people like this and they want me to do some more. So I know a buddy of mine wants to learn to play. Well, this is for you, buddy. And then it inspired me to teach some other people. So the first most important thing is to make sure your guitar's tuned. You can get apps on almost any smartphone or anything. If you want to pause for a second, make sure you're tuned up. I'm going to do the same. I'm good. So I got a start. Here's 4 chords. We'll start with the D chord. Figure that'll be the easiest to do. So I wrote this all backwards, so I hope this comes out where you can read this. So what I did is, this is the top of your guitar, or the top of your guitar, and then here's your strings. You know, there's different ways people remember their strings. I do eat at Dave's Great Buffet Emporium because I'm fat and I love food. Don't judge. So we're going to start with the D chord. I also suggest that when you're first starting to play, the further you get up the neck on your guitar, you see how your frets, these are called frets. The further you get up, the tighter they are, and you don't have to stretch your hands so far when you're first learning to play. So I use a Kaiser capo. It's a pretty nice one, and I feel like I play a lot of stuff with the capo because it gives you can change your keys real quick going up and down your guitar. So let's start with the D. So what I always suggest is you take your fingers, and there's a million different ways that you can put your fingers whatever way is comfortable for you. If it's more comfortable for you to use a pinky, if it's more comfortable for you to use an index finger, you know, however you want to put them on here. But this is the actual chord and the notes. So you're going to take, for me, I'm just going to tell you the way I do it. Again, if you do it whatever you want. For me, I'm going to start with my ring finger. So I take my ring finger and I'm going to come up to 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put that on my B string. So 3rd fret, B string. I'm going to take my middle finger and the 2nd fret, and I'm going to put that on my E string. And then I'm going to take my index finger and the 2nd fret, and I'm going to put that on my G string. So here it is. Look at it one more time. Pause it if you want to look at it some more. And then you're going to put your fingers on. Take your thumb or your pick. I play without a pick. Some people play with a pick. You know, pick. And just pluck your top string. Start at your G. Then go to your B. Then go to your E. That's a D chord. And you want to make sure you're really good. You're pressing good into the string. But if it's not on right, It'll be a little wonky, won't sound right. So what I suggest when you're first starting to learn to play is you just play down, 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 and then I take my fingers, knowing they're in the right position, and I actually squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So I go down, 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 down. D chord. Yeah, you're rocking and rolling. That's your first chord. Make sure you hit all strings by themselves. And that is your D chord. Let's go with our next chord. Our next chord is our C chord. So same thing, just different strings, right? So again, we're going to start at the top of our guitar, and then we're going to come up with three different frets. So on my first finger, I'm going to take my index finger and I'm going to put it on my B string. And the second fret, I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to put it on my D string. And then I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm going to bring it up to my A string. So I got A in my third fret, I got D in my second fret, and I got B in my third fret. I'm going to put it up real close again so you can look at it. Go ahead and pause it. Make sure your fingers are right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Same thing. Play one string at a time. So I got my A string, got my D string, and then I got my B string. And then you're going to play down. Now on this one, you don't want to play your top E string. You're going to start one string below that. And you're just going to C. Same thing. Squeeze into it. Just play down. C, 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 C. Sorry, my singing is terrible. Bob? What are you looking at, Bob? Sorry, guys. Bob's watching. Bob is my friend in the corner. He likes to take care to learn. He's my bouncer. He's my apartment bouncer. So that's our C. Now, let's go to the G chord. And again, sorry, some of these letters are a little wonky because I had to write them backwards, and I don't do that very often. So our G chord, go ahead and look at it. Let's make sure we got a good mental image. Go ahead and pause it. Make sure your fingers are in the right place. And then what we're going to do with finger placement again is I'm going to start in the third fret, my top string, which is my E string, with my middle finger. I'm going to go to my second fret, and I'm going to put my index finger on the A string, and then I'm going to go to my third fret again, and I'm going to put my ring finger on the bottom string, which is also the E. So you're playing a top E, bottom E, and you're playing the second fret with an A. Play them one at a time. And you want to make sure, like I said, you have a good sounding pluck. If you want to use a guitar pick, but I don't like to play with a pick because I like to feel the guitar. When I started learning to play, I like to feel the guitar so I know what it's doing. Same thing, downstroke, squeeze, 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 squeeze. It's gonna hurt. When you're first starting, you're gonna hurt. You're not developing your calluses yet. You just so when you're starting to play, that's what you're learning. You're learning that. You're learning muscle memory. This is my G chord. And just play the downstroke. Okay? And then we're going to finish with the E minor. So here's our E minor. It's only 2 strings. Look at our, get a good look at it. E minor. So finger placement, go ahead and do it one more time. I'll let you pause so you can figure out where you're supposed to go. And then our E minor is going to be index finger, 2nd fret on the A, middle finger, string right below that, 2nd fret on the D. Same thing, one at a time. Make sure we have a good position. You can play anywhere in the fret. If you have to slide your finger up more, if you have to slide your finger back more, you know, use whatever fingers you want. Use your big toe. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Like I said, finger placement is all about comfort. But these are the correct strings for an E minor. And then same thing, we're going to strum down. And you're only going to strum these 2 chords. And then you're going to squeeze. This hurts when you're first starting. So you're still getting them calluses and that muscle memory. So, again, our chords are D,